The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 162, granted 2 weeks late, of Time to BS, with the aforementioned Daniel Smooth, and guess what? We are live, ladies and gentlemen, from the beaches of Long Island, New York, on January 14th, 2023. Welcome aboard to this journey of stupidity, wherever it may lead you, or wherever it may lead us. Welcome to the ride. Playoffs start today for the National Football League. If you do care, if you don't, I suggest you watch, because it's a fun little time. That's for sure. In case if you do see a mysterious figure to my left, that is a mysterious hermit eating grits.
Where am I?
You're right there. You're like there.
I'm in view.
You're sort of in. You're not really in view. Your foot's in view a little bit, but that's like, yeah, there it goes.
Oh yeah, there I am.
There you go. And
Oh gosh.
this is gonna be funny. So, oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What else? What to talk about? Avatar: The Way of Water was awesome. Fucking awesome movie to watch. I highly suggest if you do watch this movie, I suggest you watch the first one first so you can catch up on everything. It's been 15 years since, the first movie was released. And what has happened? What does it take for filmmaking to be this good? What does it take for filmmaking to be this good? Honestly, it's not hard to go, oh, we should actually put effort into a movie. Growing up as a wee lad, I will say, movies that I watch now that I've grown up watching, like Tarzan, Dinosaur, like Disney movies in particular, Shrek. People can't get enough of Shrek. Like, it's a great movie. And, like, every now and then you get a good film. But, like, watching Avatar, and some people may think action movies are boring or uneventful, if you want to put it that way. Like, and that's okay. And, like, if you hear a terrible squeak, I'm sorry. That's a brand new chair. Well, it's technically a hand-me-down chair. But still, modern filmmaking has died. Like, the glory days of filmmaking have died. And, like, most films today are either superhero movies, shitty remakes, decent remakes, or remakes as a whole, or just occasionally, like, every 1 out of 10 films are really good. That says a lot. So, like, watching Avatar, like, the CGI, everything, acting wasn't great, but who the fuck cares? I enjoyed the movie, so that's, if you enjoy the film, that's what matters. Like, some people say Suicide Squad is the greatest film of all time because of Joker and Harley Quinn. And it's opinions. It's all opinions. Now, it's just my stupid thoughts personally, but what do you care? You're a listener. You have your own opinions. You're a viewer. You have your own opinions. Who the hell cares? Whatever you think is, it's what you think. Who cares? So, there's some more news around the football universe, and we'll be talking about the NFL playoffs, plus back-to-back podcasts. So, right after this episode finishes airing, there will be, another episode to be streamed almost directly next to it. Yay! More stupidity! Woo! If you heard that, the soundboard's working. Can you hear this? If you heard that throughout YouTube, that is the Old Spice whistle playing in the background.
I heard that from here.
You heard it from there? Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Also, my text tone, which is a delightful thing. Oh, it's probably because I'm playing it throughout the on my phone. I'm playing the stream on my phone, so it makes sure it's working. That's probably why. What else is going on? All right. There. Oh, the Jaguars. The Jaguars who play today, well, this weekend. Let's call it this way. This weekend went from 3-7 to 9-8 and an AFC South division title. How many of us expected the Jaguars to make the playoffs? Better question for all you Jet fans out there: how many of you expected the Jets to make the playoffs this year? Well, early on in the season, your predictions were, yeah, probably. Now you want to throw Zach Wilson out of town. See what happens when you have an actual quarterback? Which the Jaguars do. This is also what happens when you have a coach that knows how to fuck to use a quarterback. Which also, Doug Peterson does. Robert Saleh does not. Meanwhile, Zach Wilson, the quarterback of the New York Jets, the Cougar jokes come into play. Do you not understand what the fuck? What? What do you give me the look for?
No, I'm just enjoying it.
You're enjoying this?
Yeah.
Katie's in the background if you hear. I think we need to do this where you just
live studio audience.
where you just sit in the background.
I enjoy it.
I know you enjoy it. I know you enjoy it. But no, the point was that Zach Wilson, who is the quarterback of the New York Jets, slept with his mom's friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Good on him?
No, that sucks.
No, I mean good on him, dude.
It's like.
So that's where they come from the Cougar jokes from. Yeah. I mean, good for him. I love how she's so chill with this. This is great. But yeah, I mean, the Jaguars, I mean, good on them. Good on them. This is what happens, Jet fans, when you're patient with a quarterback and don't want to run him out of town every 2 years. So, piss off. Why won't you? I don't know if I'm allowed to say piss off, but I don't care. I don't care either way. Anyway, NFL musical chairs. Oh, there's another one. Skip Bayless. That is it. That's the entire clip. That's the entire segment. Skip Bayless. If you are a longtime fan of ESPN, if you love debate shows the way that many of us growing up have used to listen to, I will tell you that Skip Bayless was a member of your childhood, to say the least. Where is that tweet by Skip Bayless? It's probably fucking everywhere. Ah, yes, here it is. This is literally 5 minutes after Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills suffered cardiac arrest. I quote from the aforementioned Skip Bayless: "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season? A game of this magnitude is crucial for the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant."
How do you feel about that?
He's not... When you take it out of context, he's incorrect. When you take it in context, he's still incorrect. If he said this at any other time...
You think it was like too soon to say
Too
anything?
soon. Way too fucking soon.
To say anything?
Way too soon to say shit. Now, he's not entirely wrong for what he said. Doesn't mean it's right. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business. It's not like they can just cancel a game. Now, they can do it for weather purposes. They've done that before.
Right.
They've rescheduled games for a purpose. They've rescheduled games for weather purposes. Like, they've done it multiple times when blizzards have hit here in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They've done that. They've moved games to Detroit for shits and giggles. I don't know why Detroit, but for some reason, but I don't know, but that's the NFL. I mean, I guess it's cheaper. But then again, what do I know? But Skip Bayless apparently apologized, but he's not deleting his tweets because he believes in what he believes in. He's like 60-something years old. He's from Oklahoma. He's not stupid.
Stuck in his ways.
He's stuck in his ways, which is not.
And he believes in what he says.
He believes he believes to a degree in what he says, but but it's like you're trying to teach a old dog new tricks. So I understand where he's coming from, but terrible fucking timing, to say the least. He hasn't backed down on those tweets, and I don't blame him, because if you believe in what you believe in, you're going to like. If someone believes in what they believe in certain occasions, they're not going to back down what they say.
Hell yeah, I've learned that.
Exactly. They're not going to back down what they fucking say. So, the argument is, Skip should be fired. Fired, exactly. Skip should be fired from Fox Sports for those tweets.
But I don't understand the bad thing he said.
That's what everyone's trying to say. Like, if he died, if Damar Hamlin died, legitimately died on that field, which he did for 2 seconds. Like, if he was pronounced dead on the field, cancel the fucking game. Don't care. But I think you're more in a bad looking for the commissioner of the NFL, because he waited like an hour and a half before calling off the game.
That is a bad look.
If you're the commissioner of the NFL and
I think you should just call it off. When you have somebody that emergent on the field, that's just my opinion.
I have a story for you.
That's just how
I have a story for you that fucking this is going on YouTube if you understand that.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna tell you a quick story before we continue on. So Shoreham Wading River High School. We Bayport, like my high school played Shoreham Wading River like every year in football.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year of high school, there was this kid who got hit hard in the head against Elwood John Glenn, which was a high school here in Huntington. He was the kid that got hit was pronounced dead like within hours. They canceled the game, but they gave Shoreham the victory because they were up against John Glenn at that time, like 14-12. Or the fact that I remember that score from the back of my head means a lot.
Yeah.
And
You have quite a memory.
I have a strange memory when it comes to this, like this kind of stuff. But they retired his number. They retired Tommy's number. They retired his jersey. And then they proceed to go on a 30 consecutive win streak. And they proceed to destroy my high school, like in football, not in like literal terms, but like people take shit too seriously nowadays. So what are you expect? That they should have done. The NFL did not. They just said scrap the game, screw the loss, screw the win, screw everything. This game had major playoff implications. Major playoff implications. Because Cincinnati and Buffalo were both tied in records. And whoever won that game was going to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. So Kansas City, as of now, Kansas City is the 1 seed because of that game. So again, you could have still called off the game, but at least give Cincinnati the victory. Because Cincy also beat Kansas City, therefore awards the Bengals the top seed in the AFC. You completely fucked the situation up. Me personally, at least. That's just my personal opinion.
Right.
So, in other news, I mean, if you're the Cardinals, you have to be, losing your fucking shit because your head coach is out. You fired your head coach. You fired your general. Step down, excuse me. Your general manager stepped down when he realized he was fired because The Cardinals have made terrible decisions. They decided, hey, we're going to give a basket case of a quarterback that we have $46.1 million per year for 6 years. Do the math. And he's a child. He basically said, no, I don't want to study. No, I don't want to do the work. I just want to go play football. No, I don't want to study. I don't want to study defenses. That's your job. That's the reason why you got that $46 million a year. Like, and now the Cardinals are screwed. The Cardinals are straight triple-A fucked. Because their ineptitude as a franchise, screw them. And now you're going to be forced to trade your top wide receiver simply because your quarterback's a baby. He is. He's being a baby. He's being a brat.
And this is?
Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals. He's like 5'9", which is like a dwarf for a quarterback. It is a dwarf for a quarterback. Granted, he's an incredible quarterback, but
I was going to say, clearly he has some...
He's got really good talent. He's got amazing talent for a kid his height.
Yeah. I mean, he seems like he has talent regardless.
Yeah, he does, but at the same point, you're like, just fucking study. Just study. Now, I can't say shit because I was terrible at school. Mm-hmm. But at the same point...
You weren't getting,
I wasn't getting... We weren't getting paid for shit. We didn't get paid for shit. We got stuffed in lockers, man. We got beaten up. If you were a loved one who were ever stuffed in a locker in high school, you were maybe done with financial compensation. That's funny to me. Like, that stupid shit's funny. Okay. The NFL has become musical chairs once again, or if they decide to play musical chairs once again, because there is another quarterback potentially on the move. Derek Carr and the I almost said Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders are actively shopping their quarterback, Derek Carr, which would save them $102 million in cap space. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That is a fuck ton of money. So I don't know what the Raiders are going to do in terms of trading their quarterback. But it's a very complicated situation. Okay. And now Geno Smith is supposedly going to be put on the franchise tag, which is great for the Seahawks. Because if you were to Google the quarterback franchise tag number, which is basically a one-year deal, it's like $26 million a year. It's $26 million for 1 year.
Okay.
That's a franchise tag. And basically said, okay, we are giving you this deal, but you're tradable. That's what a franchise tag does. A franchise tag, it gives you security somewhat, but it allows you to have to be traded. If it was a contract, you are immune to getting traded until a certain point, until the regular season starts. Then it's fair game. That it happens numerous times. Trades on one-year deals, it happens all the time. Like, a perfect example on a franchise tag deal was the Seahawks. Frank Clark was a defensive end. He had like 13 and a half sacks 1 year. And they signed him to a franchise tag, and then they traded him in the offseason to Kansas City. Now, they get a shitload of... The benefit of the franchise tag is you have the luxury of getting a crap ton of draft picks back in favor of, distraction, in favor of the franchise tag. She's being a distraction. She doesn't know it. She's being a distraction.
I'm just existing. I apologize.
No, you do not. And one of the quarterbacks that might be moved is Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. He's going to get paid $50 million a year. He's going to get that money. The problem here is the Ravens are cheap. The Baltimore Ravens are cheap as shit, his current team.
Yeah.
The Ravens are cheap.
So are they going to lose him?
No, the plan is that they hope is that they want a Joe Flacco route. But Joe Flacco, in his last year of his rookie deal with the Ravens in 2012, he wanted a new contract. The Ravens weren't willing to give him. They never give out these giant contracts. They never do that. Okay, maybe rarely you get a situation where the Ravens decide, hey, you deserve this contract, we're going to give you it. The benefit is because they have a good head coach in John Harbaugh. He's a very good head coach.
Okay.
Back to Flacco, in 2012, they proceed to win 3 playoff games, including the AFC Championship game in New England.
Wow.
At the height of the Patriots' power. At the height of the power of the New England Patriots in 2012. Yeah. And then Peyton Manning's first year in Denver, they beat the Broncos the previous game. The Ravens proceed to beat San Francisco in the Super Bowl. Weeks later, Flacco gets a contract. $25 million a year, 5 years. $125 million. Now, today, that's a fucking bargain. Most quarterbacks today, on average, $38 million a year. You want to be a quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how. That's what I'm calculating in my head. What are the steps I need to take?
Well, you need to go to college. You need to get a very good throwing arm. You need to study.
Go to college.
I don't want to go to fucking college either.
Well, why do I need to go to college to play football?
Well, that's the thing that pisses me off because you're required because you get drafted out of college to go to the NFL. Like at minimum 2 years of college before you go to the NFL. All right, last one quick before we end the show. There's a neat little thing that some people don't do is that they don't be accountable for themselves whenever whenever it's like, I don't know what I did wrong, or I don't know, I don't know how to fix this when clearly you're the problem. Like, there are certain situations where you have to go, oh shit, is it me the whole time? But don't do it all the time, because then you'll ask yourself all the time if you're doing something wrong. So, I don't know how to word this, but I guess you would call this the Daniel Smooth Advice Hour. Because I've been told I give good advice. Mm-hmm. I've been told I give good advice by people around me, whether it's friends, family, loved ones, whatever the fuck. I've been told I give good advice, and my response will always be the same. Hey, take your freaking time. Use your freaking head. Don't do anything stupid. And be aware of the people around you. Be aware of the people around you, good or bad. Now, in terms of learning accountability, if, let's say, excuse me, that was my great-ass neck crack.
ASMR moment.
Delightful. If ever you let's say you crash into someone's car and you're clearly speeding. Like you're going 80 miles an hour in a 40 road. Mm-hmm. And you crash into someone's car, you rear end them. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I wasn't going that fast. That's not holding yourself accountable. You're still gonna get punched regardless, but at least it'll make you feel better inside your head. Yeah. To hold yourself accountable. To be like, hey, listen, I fucked up. I messed up. I clearly was going too fucking fast. Yeah. And I made a mistake. I own up to it. If you don't listen in certain situations, let's say you don't listen. I like this little setup we got here where you're just in the chair and I'm right here. I like this. And if you need it, if you don't listen in certain situations, I was listening. It's no, you weren't. No, you weren't. You weren't listening because you're drifting off into La La Land in the land of pixies and prairie dust, or the land of flowers and pixie dust. Let's call it. You went to Neverland. You went to your second star to right straight off the line. You went off to Neverland, and then which people do a lot.
Yeah.
You do a lot.
Yeah, accidentally,
You do a lot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And then there are some people in our lives that don't hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes
we could. There are stories we could tell, but they're not obviously not appropriate to tell here. But like, there are some people that we know, like someone I went to high school with. Great example. Someone I went to high school with, was in a very shitty relationship. He said he was in a very shitty relationship. He would constantly say, "Oh, I'm in such a bad relationship." No, she doesn't listen. She doesn't listen. Oh, she treats me like shit. Yada yada yada. And then you ask yourself you begin to ask yourself the questions of, what did he do to get himself into that situation? And this is where you throw in the victim blamer card here in this equation. Now, it's a terrible example. It's like, oh my god, like, holy shit, Derek's wife stabbed him. Well, what did he do? You see where I'm getting from here? Like, it's that situation. Like, shit, oh my god, like, did you hear that Rodney got grounded for the month? What did he do? Exactly, like, hold yourself accountable. Like, what'd you do? What did you do to get yourself in this position? And there are some people that need to be asked that difficult question. What did you do? That's why whenever like
it can't always be somebody else's fault.
Can't always be one-sided. Cannot always be one-sided. There's a solution to every problem. There's a yin and yang balance that needs to be set.
Yeah.
50-50, straight down the middle.
Right.
No 80-20, no 80-80, no 60-40, none of that shit. It's straight down the fucking middle. That's how it's got to be. So yeah, just learn to be fucking accountable for what the fuck you do, even if it's the stupidest shit, like not putting away the vacuum cleaner or something. I love how I just gave you that look, even though you didn't put away even though you put away the vacuum cleaner. I do. I don't sometimes. But I hold myself accountable. To it's like, all right, I didn't put away the vacuum cleaner. All right, let me do it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
There you go. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Are you having fun?
I am.
You having fun? All right, good. Last but not least, we will preview the NFL playoffs. And oh god, as we're recording, this is 2:35 in the afternoon. In 2 hours. 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours. Mm-hmm. The Seahawks will be playing in San Francisco, and Jesus, help me now, football gods. However, help me, please. I will literally douse myself in the saliva of 1,000 elephants of good luck.
What? In the Lord's name.
I don't know. I was just thinking of like, what would help in good luck in this case? Because San Francisco is the best.
Saliva?
I don't know. It was either elephant saliva or elephant shit. I mean, what would you rather prefer?
Neither.
Exactly. That's the trick question. You'd prefer neither in this case. You'd prefer neither. Like, if you had an option to prefer elephant shit or elephant saliva in terms of good luck. Like, if your good luck charm would be one of those.
Obviously, I would prefer just like an elephant token, like a little elephant.
Or Rub-de Buddha.
Yeah.
Just give me a Buddha statue. I don't need any of this good luck other than against San Francisco. Okay, all I need is just Rub-de Buddha. Rub the belly of de Buddha. That's all I need. Anyway, playoff predictions. Pains me no pleasure to say this. No pleasure. San Francisco will face the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. San Francisco in the NFC, Buffalo in the AFC. I have full confidence this is the year Buffalo gets it done. It'll take them long enough, but I think now For all I know, and for my stupid luck, Seattle could somehow beat San Francisco, and my prediction goes up in smoke. What could happen? I certainly don't know.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, indeed. But the Giants will play Minnesota. The Cowboys will play Tampa against the eventual fossil that is Tom Brady. By the way, if you look at a picture of Tom Brady, now, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me. I want you. Can you do me a favor and Google a picture of Tom Brady on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Tell me current picture of Tom Brady. Tell me he does not look like a lesbian.
Well, I think that question. Let's see, current photo of.
Tell me he doesn't look like, someone like, and also be careful with the comments here. Like, tell me he doesn't look like someone like the president of the Homeowners Association. Doesn't he?
Those are very different things.
He looks like the president of the Homeowners Association. He looks like the wife who is the president.
I think he just looks like an elderly Tom Brady.
He does. Tom Brady on the Patriots looked better.
Well, yeah, because it was what?
34.
A few years back.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Christ, I feel old.
10 years old age a person.
Eh.
Quite literally.
Who else is playing? Cincinnati is playing Baltimore. I think it's Baltimore. Give me a second. The Chargers are playing Jacksonville. The Bills are playing Miami. Buffalo's going to destroy the Dolphins. Cincinnati, I think, beats Baltimore. I think Jacksonville pulls off the upset and beats the Chargers. And then what are you doing?
Nothing.
No. Did that help? Hi, Donut. Hey, sweet girl. Donut has entered the room.
She's rubbing up.
She's rubbing up against your toes.
Yeah.
She's become Rex Ryan.
She's
That's a funny joke if you get that.
so cute.
She's being cute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of that.
Sorry.
But yeah, Buffalo and San Francisco, book it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode, Time to BS, episode 162. We were coming to you live from the beaches of Long Island, New York. And have a good one, guys. This is Daniel Smooth.